Hey everybody, it's me Richard with Nightmares, Tears, Anyone. So, today I'm going to be doing a review quickly on 3. Well, I'm going to be doing a review on the 5 books that I've recently read. Come back after the intro. Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Richard. So, as you can tell, I've got my Maleficent tank top on today. Yes, it's 104 here in California. It's miserable. Sorry about the bobbing of the camera right here. Yeah, I'm on my ring light stand. It's 100. I gotta get this in. So there we go. It's 104 here today. It's miserable. I don't like the heat. So thanks for coming back after the intro. What was I going to say? Today is Saturday. Tonight is part 2 of V.C. Andrews' Garden of Shadows book 5 in the Dollenganger series. Last week was part 1. It was absolutely incredible. They're doing the book justice. So tonight is part 2. So, before I get into the review of these 5 books, I want to welcome some new subscribers to the channel. So, in no particular order, let's welcome Tomo, Melissa Helwig, Hobbs Horror, Keyshawn B, Debbie W, Jamie Fitzgerald. Jamie is a person that follows me on my craft channel, and he just started recently doing diamond painting, and I think he's gonna realize it's an addiction. Lochner 1. I have Melissa Helwig written down again, so Melissa, welcome twice. Jameson's Boys and Terry Andrews. So everybody, welcome to the channel. My name's Richard. I'm just crossing your names out on here. So my name is Richard. I'm the one that reads all this horror. Behind me, I have a whole room of horror in here. Books. I don't really collect horror movies anymore. I do have a lot of them, but we talk about all things scary, mostly books and real life things. So let's get into these reviews. So, okay, where do I go with this? 5 of these books. 2 of the books were 5-star reads. 3 of the books, well, you'll see what the ratings I gave them. Now, you guys, speaking of ratings, I want to tell all of you, if you haven't done so already and you love horror as much as I do, I would appreciate it if you love my content. Hit that subscribe button right there and just ring that bell so you get notifications of when I post another one. I try to post at least once, sometimes twice a week. On this, my book channel, where am I going with this? Yeah, it's really, really hot. I don't have my water. I left my water out in the kitchen, so, let's get into these reviews. Hang on. I have to get my water. Hang on just a sec. Got my water. Yeah, today I'm drinking Fuji Apple, and, so I forgot to tell you guys, I also have book mail that I'm going to open. I'm going to open, I think 2 books. Sorry about having to hear me guzzle water there. So, let's do these 2 quick book openings first. It's so funny. I was looking for one of my pairs of reader glasses earlier. I have one pair here that I brought in with me, and then I have this pair here that was down here on my books. Yeah, it's a bitch getting old. Yeah, so which one do I want to wear? It doesn't matter. You guys, so, this first book, let me grab it. This one came from my paperback swap. So any of you that have followed me from my old channel, Are You Into Horror? I've been a member of Paperback Swap for over 15 years. Paperback Swap is really, really cool. You post 10 books that you want to get rid of. It's free to join. And then you post them on their website. When someone sees one of the books that you have posted on your thing, and if they want it, they request it, you mail it to them. It costs between $2.50 and $3.25 to mail it. When they get the book, you get a free credit. So yeah, it's just like getting free books. And you guys, I've gotten thousands of books from them, but this is a book that I've been waiting for. I'm reading a copy right now that the copy that I've had since high school, which was like, I think it came out in 1977 or 78. It's pretty thrashed, but a copy of it came up on Paperback Swap, so I thought, shoot, I'm rereading it now. I haven't read it since 1978. It's actually very disturbing. Yes, this is it. So, yeah. So, this is from Beth Holmes, and it is from 1977. This is The Whipping Boy by Beth Holmes. Now, it's got a setback art. Very disturbing picture of a young man with almost John Wayne Gacy-like lipstick. And it says, fascinating, frightening, moving, important. John Saul, author of Suffer the Children. You guys all know how I feel about John Saul. So it says on the back, Timmy Lowell is possessed by demons, his parents' demons. The demons of guilt, of unnatural love, of rage. The long years of bottled up passions and darkening fears have done their work, and Timmy Lowell, so bright, so beautiful, so sick, is slowly becoming a killer. His father, locked in his own terrifying world, will not help him, cannot see the evil seed growing. Only Timmy's mother, frail Evie Lowell, can save him or become his next victim. You guys, I'm going to tell you, I started this about a week ago. It has got 538 pages. I am currently on 324, and this book is very disturbing. It's about psychological horror that stems from horrible child abuse from these two parents. They've got 15-year-old Timmy, and then they've got two 8-year-old twins, Nikki and Meg. It's a boy and a girl, and this is one messed up family. But that's the first one I'm going to open. Let's see what's in this one. Yeah, let's see what's in this one. This one came yesterday. I love getting books. Oh, these are two that I ordered. It's kind of funny because I was talking to my friend Tammy Ellis, whose daughter Maddie, you all know, painted me the most incredible picture of Pennywise. So yeah, and I told Tammy that I had just listened to this book the other night in audio, and on Amazon Deal Day they had the paperback for like $7. So I thought, what the hell? The book really started out scary for me, so I thought, I would love to have a copy of the paperback. So these are two books that I ordered on Amazon Deal Day. Now this first one I'm really looking forward to. This is from what they call Horror's Darkest Imagination, and that is none other than Matt Shaw. He writes very disturbing, graphic horror novels, and this is his newest one, The Funhouse. Yeah. It's not very long, actually. I was really surprised when I saw this. Somebody told me, they said, Richard, don't expect a really long book. Yeah, it says The Funhouse in here. It's only got 152 pages. And wow, the pages have got very huge print. So it's like reading, wow, this is going to go really, really, really fast. And the titles, each chapter has a title. Yeah, it takes up one whole page. So, yeah, wow. And then this next one is the one that I just listened to the audiobook version. A lot of you have already read this. A lot of you know about this book. If you guys want to know what I thought of this book, you can check it out on my Goodreads page. And before I start the reviews of these 5 books today, well, let me show you what this book is. So this one, Tammy Ellis, this is coming to you. It's brand new. It just came from Amazon. So this is from 2017. This is from Felix Blackwell. This is Stolen Tongues. I actually like the cover better of the book. And it says, a romantic cabin getaway doesn't go exactly as planned. High up on the windswept cliffs of Pale Peak, Faye and Felix celebrate their new engagement. But soon a chorus of ghastly noises erupts from the nearby woods. The screams of animals, the cries of children, and the mad babble of 100 mournful voices. A dark figure looms near the windows in the dead of night, whispering to Faye. As the weather turns deadly, Felix discovers that his terrified fiancée isn't mumbling in her sleep. She's whispering back. Originally a contest-winning story on Reddit.com, Reddit.com's horror community No Sleep, Stolen Tongues has received widespread acclaim and is now being adapted into a feature film. So Tammy, this is coming your way. I'm not going to say anything about this book right here. So yeah, I don't want to ruin it for Tammy. So that's coming to you, Tammy. Now let's get into the 5 reviews of these books. Now, before I get into the reviews of these books, I want to tell you all that, let me get these books out of my hand. All of these reviews that I do on my page are my opinions only. I'm not telling anybody, I'm not asking anybody to feel the same way I do about this book. You might have loved this book, you might have hated it, or you might agree with me, you might disagree with me. That's cool. That's why we're all different. So just remember, these are my opinions only. So the first book that I'm going to review, let me grab my notes because I did take notes on these books. I'm going to be doing a review on 2019's The Possession, 2021's Witch by Ian Rob Wright, 2020's Follow Me by K.R. Alexander, 2019's One Night Gone by Tara Liskowski, and 2020's The Return by Rachel Harrison. So now I'm going to start out with this one right here, The Return by Rachel Harrison. Boy, oh boy. You guys, where do I want to go with this? I'm going to do just quick reviews on these. Now, if you want to read my full review, you can go to my Goodreads channel at goodreads.com. Richard K. Wilson, Wilson. I would love for you to follow me if you're not already. This book, I gave a 1 star to. Yeah, I listened to the audio version. This is the picture of the book itself. Oh my God, this book started out, I wouldn't even say it started out good, but so many of my friends had said, oh, Richard, you should really read The Return. It's really quite different. It's unique. This book was so dumb. Now, it's about a young woman in her early 20s. She goes missing for 4 years. Yeah, she goes missing for 4 years. She's married. She goes missing for 4 years, and she goes missing for 2 years. Yeah, she goes missing for 2 years. There's 4 friends, sorry. She goes missing for 2 years. Her girlfriends The police have said, she's missing, if not dead. After 2 years, the husband and the girls still don't hear anything from her. They actually have a funeral for her. They say goodbye to their friend. 2 years later, she disappears on the front porch of her house wearing the same exact clothes she had on when she disappeared 2 years prior. Now, she has no memory of anything. She doesn't know how she was taken, where she went, who she was taken by, what even happened to her. But she remembers all of her friends perfectly well. She remembers their names, everything. She remembers her husband. That right there told me, okay, this is really poor writing. This is Rachel Harrison's first book. Yeah, I gave it 1 star. It was terrible. It was terrible. That's all I'm going to say about it. Now, the next one I'm going to be doing a review on is from October 4th, 2021. This is called Witch, from Ian Robb Wright, right here. And it does have a subtitle of something about the haunted papers or the haunted something. It's the first part in a trilogy. Wow. I read this whole book too. There's nothing even about these haunted papers. Yeah, you go through the entire book. You don't even get to the whatever they are. Not contracts. Let me ask Google. Hey Google, what is the full title of the book Witch by Ian Robb Wright? Evidently Google isn't going to talk to me while I'm recording the video. So, yeah, I can't look that one up. But I do have to grab my tablet really quick because I forgot something. I've just been stupid today. I think it's the heat. So the full title of this book is called Witch, The Cursed Manuscripts. Yeah. So it is, it's really, so yeah, I'll read to you what I wrote on my Goodreads account. So, what a waste of time, cannot recommend. 1 star rating. So there was nothing to do with the manuscripts at all. So once Ashley and Jude stumble upon the old barn and find something kind of creepy, get ready for a slow-ass ride that goes nowhere. I gave it 1.5 snoozes. Yeah, I read the whole book. The book was so dumb. And I usually like Ian Robb Wright. This one was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Next up is, I'm going to review this one from, oh God, what year did I say this was written? This is One Night Gone. It came out October 1st, 2019 by Tara Liskowski. Wow. I listened to the audiobook of this too, and it says what a perfect place to disappear on the cover. Now, don't get me wrong. All of these books were labeled horror. They were labeled under horror on Scribd. So I thought, okay, these will all be scary. Oh my God. This book I gave 1 star to, and I said, this book was so predictable. No suspense whatsoever. I should have DNF'd it like I was going to. I had this book pegged at the first 32%, and I was 100% correct. Then at the end, when I heard that, quote, this audiobook was produced by Harlequin Books, I should have figured. That is why it was so boring and not an ounce of suspense or horror at all. I cannot and do not recommend this book or the author at all. 1 snooze fest. Yeah, come on. We all remember growing up as a kid and our mothers or our older sisters reading Harlequin books. Oh God, they were about this thin. They all were like, oh, had this woman in an old Victorian dress with this really gorgeous muscular man. Yeah, and they came out like 3 books a week. They would publish a Harlequin romance. But yeah, One Night Gone by Tara Liskowski. Not a good book. Can't recommend it. Now, that's not to say that these books might not be loved if you love really mild suspense, but some of these books, 3 of these books didn't even have any suspense. And now, I'm one of the first ones to love a good chick flick or a good tearjerker. That's why the name of my channel is Nightmares, Tears, Anyone. I love to cry. I love to cry in sad movies. These books weren't even good. Yeah, they were terrible. The next book I'm going to do a review on was, let's see. I already did Stolen Tongues. I did One Night Gone. I did The Return. Now I'm going to do these next 2. Now, these next 2, I've actually ordered the books both in hardback because I want these on my shelf. The first one, you guys know I love this next author, K.R. Alexander. He's a young horror author, and he wrote the books Fear Zone and Fear Zone Part 2. I love those books. They actually scared the shit out of me. There was the scariest clown in those books. Now, his books are labeled YA horror. I don't know why. I have no idea what makes a book a YA book. Now, Follow Me came out December 1st, 2020. Now, this book, I'm telling you what, it brings back so many memories of when I read other horror classics. But I'm telling you what, I'm going to read you exactly what I wrote. K.R. Alexander has done it again. Now, I already told you that 2 of my books were 5-star books. So, yeah, there's my 5-star rating right there. K.R. Alexander has done it again with another 5-star ghost story that made me cry. The author of the Fear Zone Parts 1 and 2 is one YA, I do not understand what makes a book YA, author that has not steered me wrong yet. I listened to the audiobook version on my local library's Libby app. The narration was incredibly well done. Sounded a lot like Pee Wee Herman at times, who was also, his real name was Paul Rubens. But yeah, sometimes I kept thinking, wow, one of the characters sounds just like Pee Wee Herman. Tamal and his parents have moved to the country from New York City because they just could not pass up the huge mansion on the hill for the price of a third of what they were paying for a small 1-bedroom apartment in New York City. Sound familiar? We've all heard that story so many times in horror, haven't we? After not ever having very many friends at his old school, Tamal makes friends within the first 2 days of being in the new neighborhood, and this is when things start to get really weird for Tamal. Now, why did he make these friends this quick? Both Leela and Max take to Tamal very quickly upon when they hear where and into what house his family have moved into. This was the house where the ghost girl disappeared a long time ago. What? Oh no, not a ghost living in a big house on a hill? Come on. Yeah, it works. When Max starts seeing the ghost girl with the long black hair over her face and carrying a dirty old teddy bear, he thinks right away of all the scary movies and paranormal shows that he has watched and watches on TV with his father, who is a huge horror fan, but he's the first one to call everything fake or say, oh, this isn't real. You know, I'm going to watch it to find out how they explain it. Yeah, my eyes are watering up because my allergies right now are so bad. And his father's obsessed with these TV shows. His father always says he does not believe in ghosts, but he is obsessed with them. He even has tons of ghost finders paraphernalia in the house. Yes, he has them in boxes stored away in a closet that he keeps telling Tamal he's gonna unpack and they're gonna use one day. With Tamal being extremely scared of the dark, yes, he's petrified of the dark and has nightmares. He does not want to tell his mother this because she will no longer let him watch with his father, and he loves being able to have this fun time in common with his dad. But when he starts to see her daily, he tells his friends Max and Leela about her. That is when they discover the cemetery next to the house. For being a book that is supposedly for grades 4 to 8, this author can even creep me out with these books. Highly recommended, and especially if you have kids who love to be scared by ghosts of children their same ages. I gave this a 5 ghost rating. Yeah, this author, wow. I am putting him up there. Sorry, I'm going to wipe my eyes. My allergies is just really bad. Sorry, you guys. I am placing K.R. Alexander, and I said this when I did reviews on The Fear Zone Part 1 and 2. I place him right up there with Solomon Petchers and Brandon Bernson and Jeff DeGordick. And yeah, this man can write horror, and he can creep me out so well. Yeah, I highly recommend this book. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. I do have The Collector and The Collected up there. I have 3 other books of his that I've bought. So yeah, I've got more K.R. Alexander coming up soon. Now, my last book of the 5, which is also another 5-star read, is I had all this written down. I did write it down. I just dropped it on the floor. So yeah, the other 5-star book is this one, The Possession by A.K. Kuykendall. It's so funny because his last name, Kuykendall, reminds me of a girl I went to high school with, Debbie Kirkendall. Let me grab my tablet. I dropped it on the floor. So, yeah. The Possession came out September 9th, 2019. Oh my God. As you can tell by this cover, it is about a creepy-ass doll. Now, I'm going to tell you what. The doll in this book scared the shit out of me. Scared me so bad that the first night I started listening to it, I swear to God, we have a lot of beautiful, beautiful old Chinese statues in our house that are just gorgeous. But we have this one that's kind of creepy looking. I swear to God, she moved or he moved while I was listening to this book. Yeah. Christy Randazzo. Yeah. Plus, you guys, the doll's name is Christy in this book. So I told Christy she needed to read it, and she needs to read it now because, Christy, if you don't want to hear my review, don't watch this part of the video. Just kind of scan past it. But I think you've already read my review on my Goodreads account. So this is what I wrote. Yeah, this is what I wrote on this book. Forget The Exorcist, The Omen, and even the Da Vinci Code, and get ready for the evil and demon that is named Christy. Sorry, you guys, about the glare on my glasses, but I'll just read this really quick and then I'll take them off. After accidentally coming across this on my Scribd account almost a year ago, and then never being able to find it again, well, as if the devil was telling me, just listen to this now, it popped up again. I started it late last night and just finished it. And wow, A.K. Kuykendall had to have done his research on this one. All right, this was scary. I have been reading horror for well over 50 years. Yes, 50. And this book took me back to the very first time in the early 70s when I read The Exorcist. And I read The Exorcist when I was like 11 or 12, and I read it when it came out in 1972, 73, the book came out, something like that. And I never really thought the Exorcist book was that scary, even when I reread it again last year. It's more thought-provoking and creepy. So it took me back to the time when I first read in the early 70s The Exorcist, which I thought was just thought-provoking, not really scary, and The Omen, which I thought was way more scary than Regan McNeil and her crucifix. This book is very graphic and very scary. The doll that is named Christy is one of, if not the scariest and evil demonic characters ever in fiction. Loved this book, and now there had better be another in the trilogy. Now, this book is subtitled Writer's Block Book 1. And, yeah, I gave this actually Yeah, actually, I gave it 5 drops of blood. This book is so creepy. It is about a doll that is very, very, very old, and when the main character, he is an author, and he is an author of horror novels. Him and his wife go to India for their for a weddings, you know, vacation, honeymoon, and at the end of their day, they're walking past this vendor, and he just sees something, and he says, "Honey, wait, I need to look at this." He finds this doll, he buys it, and let me just tell you what, this doll, I don't even want to ruin the book. This doll is so fucking scary, and she's so creepy. You will read scenes in here that you'll be like, oh my God, what the hell? And there were parts that I actually went back like 30 seconds on the audiobook, and I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what he said. It's scary. It's very scary. It made me think that there really could be. I believe in evil. I do believe in evil. And I believe that things, whether it's a person, whether it's an object, whether it's a doll, whether it's a book, I do believe that things can harbor evil in them. And this doll, Christy, is one evil demon. And when you find out where she came from, when you find out what she is and what she plans on doing to this man and his wife, it's absolutely terrifying. And A.K. Kuykendall, I don't even know why I had never heard of this book before I came across it, but I am so looking forward to another book by this author. Now, since I've read this, I did order his The Confessional. The Confessional? Let me look it up. Yeah, The Confessional. And here's the cover for The Confessional. It looks like a priest is holding his hand over the mouth of a young boy. It doesn't say that it just says a short story with a peerless message. Yeah, it's supposed to be here today or tomorrow. I ordered it from Amazon, but it just says a short story with a peerless message. So, you guys, those are my reviews of those 5 books. Like I said before, you guys, if you haven't done so already and you love horror as much as I do, I would appreciate if you love today's comment. Throw me a thumbs up down there. It just helps with my channel's algorithms. I still don't know what all that stuff means, even though I've been on here for going on 3 years now. Yeah. What else did I want to talk about? My thoughts and prayers are going out to Tammy Ellis and her family, Maddie and David. They had a medical scare with David, but when I was talking to Tammy today, he did come home. So hopefully everything is going to be fine. My thoughts and prayers are going to you guys. Maddie, my little creepster, hopefully you and your mom got through that terrifying storm today that you guys had in North Carolina. Thanks for the videos. I can't believe that wind can blow rain perfectly parallel. Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me. And then the fact that it just came in the daytime, I can't imagine one of these storms hitting at nighttime. So what else did I want to say? I don't know what else I wanted to say. I do want to tell you guys all, live your life like a book. Just don't go through it too fast. Don't skim through the pages too fast, and don't ever turn that very final page. It's usually a blank page anyway, but just keep the story going. Life is too short. Don't take your life for granted. Be kind to people, and you know what? Have a good scary nightmare. Yeah, have a good nightmare. Pick up a good scary book. It's good for you. And hey, you guys, I'm Richard with Nightmares, Tears, and One. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, you guys. Watch out for dolls. And if their names are Christy, don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Don't even take it home. See you guys. Hey, Larry Yance, how are you? Take care, you guys.